EastEnders was taken off the air as part of a scheduled change. The BBC is making major changes to its programming tonight, including the removal of EastEnders from our screens. When viewers turn to BBC One at 7:30 p.m., they won't watch their favorite soap opera set in London. Instead, an episode of Garden Rescue will broadcast during the show's regular time slot. Nevertheless, EastEnders viewers weren't left out, as last night's journey to Walford lasted an hour rather than the customary half-hour. As Cindy Beale tried to come to terms with the realization of how much of her daughter's life she had missed out on, Ian Beale rallied his family to honor the late Lucy Beale 10 years after her murder. In another incident, Yolanda Truman had to endure a horrifying ordeal after Pastor Clayton attacked her sexually during the charity event. Sadly, several flashbacks revealed that this wasn't Pastor Clayton's first offense, as Yolanda confided in Elaine Peacock. Will Yolanda be able to open up to Patrick Truman as Elaine so much wanted her to? On Monday, April 22nd, at 7:30 p.m., viewers may see the upcoming episode of EastEnders, in which Yolanda will still be struggling following her attack. As Jay Brown and Honey Mitchell prepare to run the London Marathon, Brittany Wainwright receives a shocking Usher syndrome diagnosis, shocking Whitney Dean and Zach Hudson. Actors Emma and Jamie will record sequences for the soap opera while taking part in the marathon themselves, a first for the program. While Jamie is running for Prostate Cancer UK and Emma is racing for BBC Children in Need, the characters are running in memory of Lola Pierce, who unfortunately passed away from a brain tumor last year. Why isn't EastEnders on tonight? It will return on Monday. Spoilers for EastEnders await. There isn't an episode of EastEnders today evening, so viewers won't be treated to their usual dose of Walford action later on. An edition of Garden Rescue will air on BBC One at 7:30 p.m., during the show's regular airtime. This is due to the fact that yesterday night's 30-minute EastEnders program was really stretched to an hour. Rather than being an enforced rescheduling, this was an editorial choice to give Yolanda Truman's heartbreaking narrative the time it deserves. As previously reported, Yolanda was sexually assaulted by Pastor Clayton during the church fundraiser in the hour-long edition of the BBC soap opera. The terrifying moments on EastEnders deviated from the show's regular schedule when it became evident that Pastor Clayton had committed previous offenses. Viewers were shown how Pastor Clayton had been abusing women sexually for several decades through flashback scenes. Today, traumatized Yolanda was persuaded by Elaine to call the police and report the incident. Yolanda was adamantly opposed to this since she couldn't handle the agony of going through the incident once more and having everyone know what transpired. She expressed her concern for her partner Patrick as well, stating that she didn't want to let their relationship suffer so they could enjoy the time they had left together. The character Yolanda is portrayed by Angela Winter, who discussed the narrative by saying, "Many individuals are abused, and they are unable to speak out because those who are abusing them have positions of power. When that occurs, many people choose not to speak up out of concern that they won't be believed, that they'll lose their standing or career, or that they're naive or embarrassing. I create tales as an actor, and I thought I might share this one to raise awareness of the problem." Monday, April 22nd at 7:30 p.m. is when EastEnders will return to television. As usual, the early release episode will air on BBC iPlayer in the morning. Sonia Fowler of EastEnders will receive a terrible news tale. Spoilers for EastEnders ahead. Amidst her pregnancy plotline on EastEnders, Sonia Fowler is about to receive some unfavorable news. Recently, the BBC soap opera has been examining an IVF plot for Sonia and her partner Rice Caldwell, as the two encounter several obstacles in their attempts to become parents. Due to Sonia's prior experience as a mother, there is a lengthy waiting list for therapy, and the couple will face yet another obstacle next week. Sonia excitedly tells Whitney about her IVF experience in the new scenes in the Vic. Later, Sonia and Rice attend their appointment for embryo implantation, but Sonia is disappointed by something the doctor tells her. What is conveyed to her? In other EastEnders news, the show has announced Ben Mitchell's departure, with star Max Bowden finally speaking out about it this week. It's that time, folks. It's been an incredible journey. Thank you for accepting my version of Ben into your lives and for winning your hearts, he posted on Instagram. I had an amazing 5 years at EastEnders and learned a hell of a lot about myself and the craft I love so dearly. It got me through some very hard personal times and I will be forever grateful. The actor went on to say, I really will never be able to thank everybody for the support enough. because the fans of the show are so passionate, caring and invested, it enables us as actors to want to keep going and always be better. So I really do from the bottom of my heart appreciate every single person who has sent any sort of positivity my way over the last 5 years. I love you all. This evening's EastEnders scheduling change has us explaining why and when it will return. The next episode of EastEnders won't air until after the weekend for fans. EastEnders will not be broadcast this week or tonight. Rather, yesterday night we had an hour-long episode. Why then isn't the BBC soap opera on? What time will it return? There is no EastEnders tonight. On BBC One, EastEnders typically airs from Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. On Thursday, April 18th, though, it won't be on. Schedule modifications typically result from a sporting event, such a football game being televised. However, Garden Rescue has taken the position of the soap at 7:30 p.m. this time. The reason for this is thought to be that yesterday's special hour-long episode of the soap opera included Yolanda Truman's horrifying sexual assault. The powerful and heartbreaking episode, which featured Yolanda being imprisoned in a kitchen and being beaten by Pastor Clayton, left viewers stunned when they saw it at home yesterday night. After that, she told Elaine Peacock what had happened, but she promised not to call the police in case she wasn't believed. When will EastEnders resume? The soap opera will be back on BBC One on Monday, April 22nd at 7:30 p.m. as usual. The events following Yolanda's attack will be covered in this episode. She makes the decision that she won't be able to go to church for some time. But Patrick and Pastor Clayton intervene and criticize her choice. They remind her that because her faith is so essential to her, she must continue to practice it. Pastor Clayton continues to infringe on her personal space later in the week, which makes her feel more uneasy. Patrick tries to approach her as well, but she freaks out and bolts, leaving Patrick perplexed. Will she finally give in and admit everything? It's finally time for Jay and Honey to run the marathon next week as EastEnders experience marathon fever elsewhere. After learning about Nadine's pregnancy, Jay considers leaving, but Honey talks him out of it. Are they going to cross the finish line? When Nadine finds out they are expecting a girl, what will Jay do with the child? In the meantime, Brittany receives the heartbreaking news that she has type 2 Usher syndrome from Zach and Whitney. The illness will cause problems with hearing and vision. Zach worries that Whit, who is pregnant, may get too stressed out. But that's only half of what he knows. Actually, the stress stems from attempting to keep the truth about the fostering a secret from everyone, especially Zach. Lauren urges that Whitney tell Zach the truth as she continues to lie and even misses a pregnancy scan in order to hide her tracks. Zach overhears their talk and gets closer to learning everything, but will Whit ultimately come clean? Next week, Dean will still insist that he is innocent despite being incarcerated. Will Jade fall for his lies, though? Please subscribe our channel.